Let's talk about T. Where would Living Liquid fall? I think Living Liquid is probably an A. The prog was good. It was challenging for a first phase. I feel like the satisfaction, you know what? Let's pull up the video where I get rank 1 in all the ultimates. Yeah, that'll be a good video. So whenever anyone says that my opinion is wrong, I can say, I got rank 1 in this ultimate. Shut the fuck up. I can't hear people that don't have rank 1. Some people love the music, man. But me, I don't know how I feel about the music. I kind of don't like the music. Wait, hold on. Is there something in the bottom right? Holy shit. Okay, we're not watching that vid. So Living Liquid, let's see. The prog challenge, it was very satisfying. And I do think it's fun. Oh, you know what? Actually, wait. Yeah, no. The dolls. Ooh. I think the dolls might knock it to a B. Nah, you know what else? No. It's a B. It's a B. And you know why it's a B? I agree with you on the dolls, but also for those of you that don't know, you can actually survive the Hand of Pain. And I think that that is a bug. I do not think that you should be able to survive. I also think, yeah, the Jag dolls was a shitty mechanic. Yeah, you could also skip the dolls. Yeah, nobody liked the dolls. So my friend Chet had a really good idea. His suggestion was that the dolls could not be crit. I think that if the dolls couldn't be crit, it would be way better. Like, there's no reason for you to wipe to crit RNG. And I think the dolls should have had a buff where you cannot crit them. That would have still kept the challenge while removing all of the cheapness of the mechanic. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you can't help but crit. So you have like crit RNG in the good way that's bad. You couldn't use your dot on Bard. I mean, do bards use dots on the dolls? I mean, who cares if you can't use a dot? I don't know. Okay, anyway. Yeah, you killed your doll from one hit from 44%. Yeah, it was probably because you crit, right? Okay, well, sorry, bards. It would be better for everyone, I guess, except for you if you couldn't crit the dolls, okay? I don't know what the fuck that has to do with like a dot crit or some shit. Anyway, no, I think that that's a really good idea. Never had a problem with killing the doll. The problem is when you get like an unlucky crit or you get multiple unlucky crits. I think it's a B because of the dolls. Okay, so limit cut, S tier. I'm going to tell you why I think it's S tier. Because this mechanic fucking shits on you, man. But when you get it right, the satisfaction of when you get limit cut right the first time is so fucking high, man. I'd never really thought Cruise Chaser was a badass enemy. Like, I always thought it was okay. But during that transition, like, you don't even see him, right? You just see the fucking explosions and then he just comes out of nowhere. I think that entrance is awesome. I think that is such a cool transition, man. I think it's so fucking good. So I think limit cut was an S. So BJCC, right there, baby. That's what I think. BJCC is S tier for sure. It's one of the hardest ultimate phases in my opinion. It had so many fucking mechanics. It implemented so much shit from both of them, and you had to carry that Nissi all the way through the phase, man. It was so fucking good. They did such a good job on BJCC. I think it's definitely S. Difficult like how? Well, you probably asked that question not doing it within the first like month or two. This phase, BJCC, was incredibly difficult to prog because you had to prog it like 3 different ways. You had to, 1, get the positioning down. You had to, 2, purposely drop the Nissi. It was in your benefit to do the Nissi incorrectly. Like, okay, so think about it like this. BJCC are 2 fights going on at once. It's the Nissi portion and the mechanic portion. The best way to prog, in my opinion, would be to drop Nissi while you prog, learn all of the positioning and the mechanics first, and then apply the Nissi to those positions. Now, that's what my group did. My group at the time wasn't the best, but a lot of other groups did that as well. It was very, very precise. Your movement was precise. Tank mitigation was precise. The bosses actually hit really hard. Tank positioning was insanely important. It was a very, very, very good phase. It was very hard, and the challenge was insane, and the satisfaction of when it was done was extremely high for me. The time investment I felt was fair, because you could prog it different ways. It definitely felt epic. The first impression was good. What was the music? I put music on here mostly because of you. Was the music this?
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got a real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the
Was this
Space
it?
Jam. All right.
Same hair. Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, so BJCC was S tier for me. Okay, so time stop. Was it bad? Like, it's definitely not an A, but was it bad though? I don't think it was necessarily bad. I think it's a B. Okay. Yeah, I think it's a B. Inception. I think I'm going to put it as C. So let me explain why I think it's a C. Because I think that the heart is actually a very shitty mechanic. If you compare the heart versus other stuff, I thought that it was extremely unintuitive. It was cryptic for no reason. Because basically it's the gimmick of the fight, right? So let's compare the gimmicks to the other fights, right? Like UCOB, right? I guess you could say it's the Neurolinks, right? So the Neurolinks play a very important part. So I think the Neurolink is actually a really, really cool mechanic in the sense that like it appears in multiple phases, like different times. You have to position them properly. So take the woke mechanic from Uwu. I think that was also an awesome mechanic. The primals, they gained different abilities. The save him was arguably the best. I thought that was so cool that it was an alternate timeline and you got to save an NPC. And if you look at top, you have the Dynamis. I'm not a fan of the Dynamis actually. I mean, I think it's okay, but I do think that this is bad. I do think that the heart is bad. I think it's lazy. I thought the heart was kind of a dog shit mechanic, so I'm going to put it as C. Wormhole. I think Wormhole is at least an A. I think it's either an A or an S. And I think that the determining factor, if it's going to be an A or S, is going to depend on your prog of it. Like my prog was really shitty because we had an incident. We had a raid leader moment. It was one of the few times in the raid where I had to literally put my foot down and say, no, we are not doing it this way. We are doing it this way. And we're going to take a vote and I will go with whatever the majority wants. But we are not doing this raid leader above all bullshit. Not in the group I'm in. Absolutely not. So we had an incident. So my prog was a little bit scuffed. I also want to add into the fact that after I did that, the very next poll, we get past it flawlessly. So my prog on that is extremely biased. I still remember it to this day, and I will never forget it. Do I raid with that person? No, and I haven't since, and I never will again. I don't dislike them as a person. I have nothing against them personally, but in a raid, I will never raid with that person again. And I'm sure that other people, they will never raid with me again, and that's fine. Look, man, it ain't personal. It's just, you know, we're all trying to play the game here, and if two people can't play the game and have fun, then just don't play together. It's fine. It's fine. So the raid leader tried to force a strat, which was obviously wrong. And after we died to it for, I don't know, an entire 2 days, so around 20 hours of deaths, I finally got the mechanic that people were dying to, and I immediately knew how to fix it, and the raid leader did not want to fix it. So I put my foot down. I said, no, we're going to take a fucking vote. And he said, you're not the raid leader. We don't take votes. And I said, bull fucking shit. We're taking a vote right fucking now. If you don't like it, you don't have to vote. I don't give a fuck. You can leave mid prog. I was like, nope, we are taking a vote and you are either going to get the fuck out or you're going to abide by the vote. I don't give a fuck either way. And we took a vote and the vote was in my favor and we did the strategy first try. First fucking try. After we made the changes that I suggested, the first try, we got through it. I was so mad. I had to get up. I wasn't even happy that we got past it because I was upset at myself for not realizing it sooner. And the thing about Wormhole is that for those of you that have progged Wormhole and not used the simulator, but just progged it, Wormhole is a mechanic that is extremely hard to prog because of all the randomness. So you could get the same number over and over and over again. And it takes like 8 minutes to get there, right? Like 7 or 8 minutes. So you could get the same number over and over again. And during my prog, I got the same like 3 numbers. I got like 5, 7, and 1 or some shit. The reason why it took me so long to realize what the problem was because I didn't get the number that the problem was in. So for me, Wormhole is an A. But I can definitely see people that think Wormhole is an S. I can definitely see it. Okay, CC and J-Waves. Average. I thought the first impression of this phase was really cool. You see all the bosses. I thought that was cool. I didn't particularly love this phase, but I also didn't hate this phase either. It's a good phase, but not a great phase. And I don't think it's a bad phase. Okay, final word. This is an S. No one that plays this game has a 100% success rate on stillness. Every single person has died at least once to stillness. And all you have to do is stand there. I do. Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here. All you have to do is stand and let thing resolve. But we can't. All we have to do is stand and let thing resolve. But we can't. And stillness, I think, is S tier for that, man. I think it is. Just because of how funny it is. Because I'm pretty sure that everyone in this chat that has done T, I'm pretty sure that you secretly hate a raid member. And when I say you secretly hate a raid member, it's because that motherfucker died to stillness and wasted like 12 minutes of your life. All because, yeah, I gotta get that. Ooh, that GCD. Ooh, that's a 10. And then they died. So Fate Projection A. I think that this is either an A or an S because, man, that is such a cool mechanic. Like, you get to see yourself and it's so crazy looking, like at first, right? Now, obviously, when you know how to do it, it doesn't look as crazy, you know, and it's a lot easier. I don't know if it would be an S. I think that both of these are correct. I think that A and S is correct. I just don't know where I place it personally. I think I'm going to place this one on A. And I think I'm going to place this one on S. And the reason why that I'm going to place B above A is there's more stuff that goes on. I think having like the two different positions, you have the two different groups, then you have to bait the super jumps. I think that like multiple mechanics stacked on top of each other is definitely pretty cool. And I think that it's a little better than A. So I'm going to put this one at S. I'm going to put this one at A. And then Trines, I think it's just average. I think the Twines are an A. And that's it. Jesus, man. The Twine incident. Oh, actually, wait a minute. Where's the Enrage? Do we count Trines as the Enrage? I don't think we count Twines as the Enrage, right? I mean, the Enrage is awesome. The Alexander Enrage is like S tier. But anyway, okay. So that's T. Yeah, that's T.